Guys, you wanted K-State basketball news, you've got it. We get to see a little bit more about what's going on behind the curtain at Kansas State, with a new transfer set to visit Kansas State on Wednesday. Now, guys, I'll admit it, I haven't been making videos for a little bit. It's not really a reason. It's just been a busy-ass month for me. The walls are bare behind me. I bring back the OG mic stand. We're moving back from Minnesota at the end of this month, so the end of May I'll be back in KC, which leaves us a little bit with the bare necessities only. That said, I'm still going to make a video and talk about the Cats where I can. I've also been kind of doing other things. I've made a gaming channel if you want to check that out. I'll probably link it somewhere here. If not, go check it out. It's in the description. Just kind of messing around, drinking, having fun with my friends. That said, K-State basketball, K-State football, I'm still here to talk about it. I'm still here to talk about the Cats. Now, things have been really, really quiet on the basketball front. I think I've watched a couple different K-State podcasts. 3 Mall recently had like a 2 or 3 minute segment, like, that's your basketball update. That's about the best anyone can do right now, and that's not a shot at them. I'm saying, like, there's been no news, and they put it perfectly, like, there isn't much news to talk about. That said, we've got a new update and a new prospect visiting Manhattan, Kansas. That is Bowling Green's Marcus Johnson. Not Nate Johnson. This will be the second Johnson if we add him. And folks, off the rip, the best way to describe this dude, he's a big dog. I mean, he is absolutely a big dog. And when I say that, you can imagine 4 different things. This is pound for pound a big dude on the basketball court. This is a guy that gets buckets, but he does it in his own way. He stands 6'7", weighs 265 pounds. And to put it in perspective so you have an idea in your head as I show these highlights, the comp would be a DJ Burns, who stood 6'9", 275, or a Zach Randolph, who was 6'9", 253. He fits in that category, but the dude is a really talented scorer. That said, he played at a lower level. He played at Bowling Green last season, and I'll read you the stats and the field splits and different things like that. But I do want to toss up some highlights so you get a feel for his game like we normally do. And I'll start with the stats here. Like I said, last season with the Falcons, he posted 16.2 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and 1.8 assists on 43% shooting from the field. And this is the big kicker. He also connected on 39.4% of shots from 3, and he connected on 89.8% from the free throw line. That's a big dude with some soft touch. The man got after it. He broke, I think he's the highest free throw percentage in Bowling Green basketball history for this year. He started all 32 games. He was the only player on his squad to do that. And he averaged a team-high 31.4 minutes per game. So when you talk about endurance, it's not necessarily the question. That said, there is a little bit of back and forth of, will he adjust to basketball at this level? I'm not going to be the first one or the last one that tells you this. That's the concern with a lot of these lower guys that are coming from mid-major schools, different things here and there. You got to see if they can adjust to life in the Big 12 Conference. You know, I saw a guy like Tyke Green, who I thought was going to be pretty dang good, and then he didn't have much impact. He played a little bit here and there. Obviously, the team goes on a run, but you never quite know what you're going to get until you see it in person. So I'm not going to sit here and try to project what's going to happen because I don't know his role. I don't know if he's going to be reserved big. I don't know if he'd be a starter. I don't know the case here and there. But regardless, let me tell you a little bit more so you can make that informed decision for yourself. He played one Power conference opponent last season at Bowling Green. Conveniently, it was Michigan State, who somehow just continues to be the team that mid-major schools play. Abdi Bashir gave him buckets, a couple other dudes did. And it feels like for some reason Tom Izzo always pops up whenever you say, all right, what power opponents did they play? Marcus Johnson fits that category. Played Michigan State. It was a 14-point loss, which not that bad for a smaller school going up against Tom Izzo. He gave him 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Now, to be frank with you, he went 9 of 24 from the field, and he also went 1 of 11 from 3, which, no, that's not good, but the fact that he still got the 20 points without, connecting on 1-3, pretty solid day. That said, obviously not the most efficient thing to see. Now, like I said, there's some skepticism of how he adjusts to this level, and I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that that's what I think. I'm not going to sit here and really take a guess because, me taking a shot at it and I'm wrong or right, either way, you're setting yourself up to be ratio. That's not what I'm trying to do here on this channel. It's more so just to inform you guys about what's going on, where Kansas State's headed. And obviously, we've already had some success from the mid-major schools, like you added Nate Johnson from Akron, you added Abdi Bashir from Monmouth. You've added players that are ready for that next step, and it's definitely a different recipe than it has been the last few seasons. Now, the roster is still not full, and I'm not going to sit here and say it needs to be full in the middle of May, but in the past, you've seen Jerome Tang advocate for hey, we got to get this thing close to done by June 1st. That's when all the guys report. I don't know if that's changed at all over this year, but you still see a little bit of that here and there. So you understand there's a little bit of a deadline, let's get everybody committed June 1st. I don't think that's going to happen this year considering there's 15 spots now everybody can use. I don't see K-State using more than 13, but could it be a possibility if the right player comes available? Yeah, absolutely. That said, there's still 2 spots remaining if Marcus Johnson commits to Kansas State. From my understanding, I think he's going to get to campus, get put through a workout, see if they feel good about it. If not, send him on his way. And I'm not saying that that's going to be what happens regardless, but it feels like if you bring him to campus and you don't see what you like, you're going to go in a different direction. Simple as that. If you see what you like, he's on the team. In the event that he commits, it leaves you with 2 open roster spots heading towards 13. Now, I'm including Elias Rapik, the German forward from Alba Berlin. I think he's going to be committed. He's still, I think, postseason time right now for his program in EuroLeague basketball. Not program, but his team, I should say. So I don't quite know where he stands there. That said, you've got a couple different dudes committed. You bring back David Castillo, Moby Ike Garuka, and Taj Manning. Those are your 3 returners. You also add a high school kid in Zay Wilson. You lose... why am I blanking on his name for a minute? Ashton McGee, excuse me, disrespectful by me. You lose him to wherever he ends up. He decommits, goes somewhere else. So you understand you got 1 high school player coming in. You've also got Kamari McGriff coming in from UNCW, UNC Wilmington to clarify. You got Andres Kostic, who I am so excited about coming over from overseas in Serbia, who's going to be a talented player, probably one of your best couple players on the squad. That said, you never know what guys look like till they get here. You also got Abdi Bashir, Nate Johnson, I've already mentioned both of those, and Tyreek Smith, which is still in limbo a little bit. We're seeing if he gets the waiver approved or not. We'll see what the heck happens with the NCAA. They kind of hate everybody, so I don't know what's going to happen in that front, but you never quite know. I think there's optimism, but I don't know enough behind the scenes to tell you the truth on that front. Now with that, that puts you at 11 guys. Obviously, like I said, you got Marcus Johnson, David Castillo, Taj Manning, Moby, Nate, Abdi, Kamari, Zay Wilson, Andre Kostic, Elias Rapik, or Rapike, I don't know if it's still right. And then the 11th would be Tyreek Smith, depending on his waiver. So you either got 2 or 3 spots to fill. You also have stuff you can dip into beyond that, but as of right now, I'm not sure what to say, heads or tails of this, because I don't want to try and tell you how the roster is going to work out or what's going to happen. It's just more so to show where K-State is looking at. But I do like the kid's game. I think he's a fun player. It's just the fact of, can he adjust to this? I mean, he is a bigger body dude, 265. You're going to have that endurance, and you've seen it at least at Bowling Green, but it's going to be, can you do it night in, night out in the Big 12? Maybe it's only a 15-minute role. Maybe it's another 30-minute role. You never quite know what these guys are going to do. But that said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the team's not good enough, or it's good enough, or it's this or it's that. It's May. There's still more spots open. I'm holding out this year. I'm waiting till the entire roster is set for me to talk about the whole team. I'm holding out this year. I made the mistake last year going in too fast. I'm holding out. I'm waiting to see what happens. But as of right now, there's some good names on the squad, but there's going to need to be some more work here and there. That said, Marcus Johnson visiting Kansas State. Will it work out? Subject to be seen, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in future videos. But guys, that'll do it for today's video. I'm back. I'm going to try to make more videos, but don't hold me to it. We're just going to stay on and see what the news cycle looks like and go from here. But I appreciate all the love and support on the channel, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Go Cats!